Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Secrets of Beautiful. My name is Kate, and of course I'm your host. I'm here to hit you with another dose of mind inspiration to keep you going in this very difficult time. We got a lot going on in our world, and of course we have to keep our mind, body, and spirit ready. So I hope everybody's doing well out there, feeling well, looking well, spirit in alignment. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope that you enjoyed time with your family. I love Thanksgiving. It's one of my favorite days. And one of the reasons why is that there is no excuse for Thanksgiving. I mean, we want to be thankful every day. So it's a perfectly rational holiday to me. I love it because we get to cook our favorite food, all the yummy things that we love. We get to sit with family, and most of all, we get to give thanks for all of the things that we have. And I know it's easy sometimes to forget all of our blessings, but they're all around us. All we have to do is look a little deeper, and we must keep our minds focused on hope and goodness, especially in times like these. These times won't last forever. I believe things will get better. Of course, 2020 started off with a big bang, and you know what? I was reminded that 2020 started a new decade. Of course, we know a decade will last 10 years, so the first year of this decade was something else, but I do believe that we're all going to get through it, and we're all going to be okay. So we just have to stay focused. We have to keep our spirits fearless so that even when we're apprehensible, we still move in courage. So with that said, the inspirational reading today will be coming from, of course, the book Secrets of Beautiful, The Art of Discovering You, which is the channel's namesake. And of course, this channel is all about taking care of the mind, the body, and the spirit. They're all three. It makes up our being. And when we take care of mind, body, and spirit, we can really power our connection and walk in our power when we know who we are and how we want to live. So just stay with me. I'll be right back, and I'm going to share an excerpt with you from The Secrets of Beautiful, chapter 13, and it's entitled Fearless Spirit, because we need that. We got to have it. If we're going to make it on this journey, we got to have a spirit. If we're going to make it on this journey, we must have a fearless spirit. So stay with me. I'll be right back, and I'm going to give you the word for the day. I'll be right back. Hi everybody, I'm right back here as I promised, and I'm going to share an inspirational word with you, of course, from the book Secrets of Beautiful, The Art of Discovering You, and of course I'm the author of the book as well. So today we're going to be talking about a fearless spirit. Being fearless in the face of fear. It's challenging, number one. However, it's not impossible. And so we will all experience fear in our lifetime. However, we must never let it be the determining factor in how we're going to move about towards purpose and destiny. So what I want to do first is I just want to share a quote with you from the book. And the quote talks about the ideal of a fearless spirit. Here it goes. The fearless spirit will muster up the courage to run towards their fears, just as a conqueror runs towards the battlefield. Okay? The fearless spirit will muster up the courage to run towards their fears, just as the conqueror run towards the battlefield. So life is like a battlefield. It really is. It has highs and lows, demons and dragons that we must slay so that our road and our direction towards purpose is clear. So one of the ways that we can conquer our fears is to deal with them, not in a fearful way, but in a strategic way. Discover a plan of how we as the individual can overcome it. Of course, fear is different for us all, and because we're individuals, we all need that different plan. So no plan is going to work for the one individual, because remember, we are unduplicatable originals. So everything about us requires that it's personal for our life. So when you come up with a plan to overcome fear, it must be a plan that's tailored to you, something that you can do, that you can move on. And it goes on to say in the chapter, if we allow fear to become an intricate part of our thought process, it will corrupt how we think, weaken our power of choice, and influence our decision making. That's just too much power to give over to fear. And anytime we fear something, we give it our power. It becomes like the big bad boogeyman, you know, like that bully in high school or something that you like dread to walk in the door. That's how fear can paralyze our lives. But the key to overcoming fear is discovering your own plan for how you, as the individual, can conquer and slay that little dragon of fear that seems so big and enormous in all of our lives. But it's slayable. Every dragon is slayable with a plan, a good plan, a winnable plan. Okay? So it goes on to say, I believe that we are all created with the spirit of courage, and that fear is a learned art. It's something that we learn. One day, while shopping in the local supermarket, I noticed several moms, of course, coming with their kids. As soon as the children spotted each other, they immediately ran to greet each other as if they were acquainted playmates and began playing without conditions. And that's one of the things I love about little children. They are fearless. They go in without conditions. And of course, conditions can bring about fear in our lives. If we are working on a plan or a dream, and if we come up with all these conditions before we can begin of what might happen, this, that, and the other, of course, it can eject our spirit into that fear, that dreaded fear that is the killer of everything good. So number two is that we can be like little children. We can go in without conditions, as if fear is an acquaintance that we know well and that we can deal with. So one, come up with a plan to conquer your fear based on you. It must be something that you can do. And number two, go in without conditions, with an open mind, and of course, we all have to set our boundaries. Don't ever be afraid to do that either. So, we can play without conditions. We can learn so much from children about fearlessness. They teach us how to play without conditions and fears. And of course, unlike children, we adults are a bit more conditional and fearful, which can keep us conflicted against positive change and staring around in the mud much longer than we should. And that is what fear will do. It will keep you staring around in the mud, afraid to move, afraid to leave, afraid to be without any apology. When the spirit is locked down in fear, nothing is moving. There's no energy moving. There is no flow moving. There is no abundance moving, because fear stops faith. And when there is no faith, we can do no work. And of course, we know, according to the good book, faith without any work is dead, without doing something. So if we are fearful about things, we must, of course, realize it and then make a plan to move out of that fear and be like little children. Go in without conditions and sometimes play without conditions. Come with a fearless spirit, knowing that you can slay any dragon that gets in your path. Courage is the answer for fear. And of course, how do we get courage? Well, it's different for each individual. Like the lion in The Wizard of Oz. He was looking for courage and he already had it. It had to be developed. He had to know he had it. So we must not be like the lion and have courage, but are not aware that we have that courage and are afraid to use that courage. So if we have the courage, we must have the courage to use the courage, if that makes any sense. Some of us are unhappy with the lives we have created, but we lack the courage to change, and that can happen. We can stay stuck staring around in the mud for so long until we lack the courage to change. But it's never too late to come back to ourselves, to come back to that spirit of fearlessness. Sometimes we can lose ourselves, but we must find our way back, always. And the plan, whatever plan we have, it's always going to be for us as the individual, because we are individuals, originals. So no two plans will work to overcome cowardness. Okay? And so if we don't have courage, then we become cowards. And of course, none of us would want that. Neither would I want that for myself. And that's why I have to continue to kick out fear and slay it to the ground so that it won't block my path to purpose or destiny. Don't let fear block your path to purpose or destiny, because it will if we allow it. It can only happen if we allow it. Just remember, nothing happens unless we allow it. We only become fearful when we say yes to fear. So the third thing we must do is say no to fear. Look it in the eye. Run towards our fears. Find a way to conquer and slay. Okay? So, as I said, some of us are unhappy with our lives and the lives we created, but we lack the courage to change our lives. And you know, change isn't easy, but it certainly is possible. But sometimes we focus more on the isn't easy part as opposed to the is possible. So I would encourage everyone to focus on the is possible. I had to do that myself. Uh, there was a lot I had to change about my life to become the woman that I wanted to become. And so I'm doing that. I'm doing this work, and I'm sharing with anyone out there that it may be helpful or useful to 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 kick cowardness out and to develop a fearless spirit. So wherever you want to go in this short time that we all have on this earth, you can go there. Fear will not stop you. Don't let it. So if you're not happy with the life you have created for yourself, guess what? You can choose to change it. The power of choice. It is the greatest power that we have. Not money, not friends, but the power of choice. So we must remember that when our heart is getting fearful, that we can say, you know what? Not choosing fear today, choosing courage, and kick cowardness out to the ground. Okay? The fearless spirit is attractive because it is not in bondage, but free to grow, explore, experience, and transform itself regardless of any roadblocks. It takes hardcore courage to look fear in the eye and say, I am not afraid. Yes, I am not afraid to move forward to the path of purpose. And I hope that you are not afraid either. And if you are, guess what? Good news. You can get unafraid. You can put on that crown of fearlessness and go anywhere that you want to go. So if you are feeling a little bit of fear, we all are, because it's uncertain times, just know it's going to be okay. Push forward anyway. Think courage. Think I can do this. Think where there is a will, there is a way. And guess what? You can do it. Just take one step at a time towards courage until you grab it by the arms and pull it close to your heart, and that you and courage become intertwined and best buddies and allies together. Us and courage. With that, we can do anything. So with that said, Be fearless. Be you. Be authentic without apology. Live your life. Chase your dreams. And know that you can do it. Just boost it up with courage. Kick out cowardness. Wear the crown of fear. And you're on your way. As I said, before we end the moment, I would like to share a question with you from chapter 13. As I said, there are 4 questions after each chapter. And you can email me at discovery@secretsofbeautiful.com if you would love to discuss the question with me, or if you have any questions. If you're interested in getting a copy of the book, you can go to my website for a personal autograph copy from me, secretsofbeautiful.com. And if you just want to purchase a copy, you can go to barnesandnobles.com, amazon.com, walmart.com, and Books A Million. The cost of the book is $18.95. So if you decide to support me, I do thank you so much for your support and for the gift of the purchase. So here we go with the question. The question is, what fears are hindering you from becoming your best self? What fears are hindering you from becoming your best self? And when you figure it out, figure out a plan how to get rid of those fears so you can get moving towards the path of purpose, and that you can clear the path for your long, exciting, adventurous journey. So once again, thank you for coming to the channel. Please like the video and subscribe it. Let me know what you think. I would love for you to share your comments. And until we meet again, remember, mind health and immune health equals good health, and that your life is the canvas. You are the painter. You can paint whatever you want. And take care of your mind, body, and spirit. Empower your connection always. And until we see each other again, please take care and be well. Bye for now.